All right. Happy Sunday, y'all. You know, we took that week off. Honestly, I missed this shit. I missed this shit. Hold on, my nigga. Let me turn this down. Oh, yeah, I go right there. Episode 181. You already know what it is. I got my Browns head on for my dad, man. The Browns play in the playoff game today, but that's beside the fact. Hopefully, them niggas, they be COVID this, COVID that, bro. Like, the only team with COVID, you know, it's that conspiracy. It's conspiracy, bro. It's conspiracy. Anyway, episode 181. This is The Vessel. And let me just start with the new intro. The new intro is a new intro. I don't give a fuck. The outro, the outro, however, I fucked with the outro. The only thing that looked kind of off to me was Mitski in a Letterman jacket with his little hands in his pocket looking like a motherfucking John Travolta. Anyway, new intro. We already fucked that. Let's get to point number 2. This is my second point, and you already know how I give it up. So I go in sequential, like from 1 to, like, today's to 9 points. So it's not necessarily, oh man, hold on, I like that. It's not necessarily greatest to least type of thing. It's more so of how the episode rolled out and what popped into my head as the episode went off. So, as for point number 2, let me just say first, because we start off and we're having the meeting with the Kara members and shit. Jigen in his little living room, whatever the fuck, his little genjutsu area, or space-time jutsu area. But I would say Code looks pretty good. Like, we didn't see too much of him. We didn't see, like, he had his hood on and shit. Before a nigga with his, before a nigga with his hood on and just seeing, like, just a little bit of his face and his nose and mouth, he looked real good. Like, he's probably, aside from Amato, he's probably my best, like, the best looking Kara member. Amato looks good. It's like, it's not even like who's animated poorly or who's not. It's just more so, I just feel like the adults in this anime look a little bit off. If like they're usually the ones that don't look the best, the adults. I feel like the children, because as soon as it went straight back to Boruto Team 7 and shit, when Boruto's in his locker room gearing up and shit, it's like, okay, now this looks good. But when it was with like Jigen, Delta a little bit, even Kashin Koji in a little bit, low-key booty. But we ain't here for like, nigga, this is a good story. Good story, you know. But we got to Code. He looked cool. We didn't even get to see his full face. So I'm excited to see him when he's actually in action, even in the manga. Like, he low-key. And point number 3. So we already know how I give it up. Kashin Koji burned the fuck out of, what the damn, Victor's name. I almost forgot the nigga's name. But the one thing I had a problem with is the fly. Because, I mean, it just seems like that fly would be important just in case some shit, go down in the future. Like, and then also the fly survived the fire. Like, after he put that flame jutsu, he threw the kunai. And I'm surprised that I seen hella blood and shit. Blood was in his chest, blood coughing up. And then Kashin Koji burns the fuck out of Victor. But it's just like, dog, you couldn't say the fly, my nigga. Like, I felt like the fly could have been crucial in the future or some shit. But I don't know, maybe just wanted to destroy the evidence completely, destroy any type of trace of, I don't know, I don't know. It just feels like you might want a backup drive of whatever the fuck was on that shit, the vessel information, right? As far as point number 4, Amato's evidence of a traitor. So, like, this is something I kind of always figured or questioned myself, is because it just seems like we already seen signs of Amato being a little bit sneaky, where he's hiding the fact that the vessel was ready from Jigen, right? He was like, yo, dog, we on phase 3. What the fuck you over here talking about? We need more time. And we also see Victor playing dirty and shit. So in the mindset of Jigen, it's kind of like, who do you trust? Like, why would I believe? Like, both of you niggas is on that bullshit, and the airplane or the blimp goes down. So, like, if I'm Amato, if I'm Jigen and my vessel's pretty much ready, fuck these niggas. I kill both of you motherfuckers. But we see how Amato kind of gets away with his shenanigans, right? We see Deepa. Deepa made a return. You know what's fucked up? They brought Deepa back to life and then killed the nigga straight the fuck up. Like, and he was alive. He was conscious. Like, so he got all the information by regenerating Deepa's brain and his head and extracting it from him, getting the knowledge of all of Victor's plans, even Deepa's little wishes, and delivering that information to Jigen, which would make Jigen say, okay, well, this is what we're working with. Amato, you off the hook for now. It's these other niggas I gotta deal with, so I'll handle that accordingly. send my nigga Kashin Koji to burn the fuck out of Victor, all right? It explained some shit that I needed some explaining. That was one of the things I liked that cleaned up. As for point number 4. Now, this is just a random one. That living room space-time jutsu. Because at this point, it's Kashin Koji. He walks away, right? He's walking away. He's in that little desert area. He just kills the fuck out of Victor. And he has a meeting with Jigen one-on-one. And it's just like, I think that's like my favorite new jutsu that I've seen so far. I know it's just like some casual ass shit, but it's just like, god damn, you could turn this whole world. It's like weird. Like, we've seen people travel to different time spaces, but we've never seen a time space travel to someone else. Like, he just says, all right, my niggas, welcome. Like, wherever you are, the time space goes to you. That's pretty sick, my nigga. I don't even know. That extreme amount of chakra to use that type of shit. Anyway, point number 6. Now, I like the flashback. Now we're getting to the one-on-one battle with Boruto and Naruto, right? I like the fact that they emphasize the flashbacks of Boruto cheating once upon a time in the same arena using ninja tech and shit. Because this is one thing that I wanted to see cleaned up. Because at this point, and I know we're deep in the anime, semi-deep in the anime, but in the manga, it's not too far. And I remember reading the manga early on in phases. It's kind of, you see Boruto, he's like, dog, this nigga, all he does is bitch. All he does is cry. He's like a little brat, right? And this is still that era. This is still that time where he's kind of like, you know, having fucking temper tantrums and shit and yelling at his dad and walking off. And he's like, oh, well, here we go. Another chapter of this shit. But when referencing the anime, you could kind of see, you understand his frustration a lot more now that the anime kind of cleans up his act, right? Because if you think about it, man, this motherfucker's been training hard as shit with Kakashi, trying to learn new Rasengans and shit. This motherfucker's going all out in his training, and just to find out that his dad's been cheating, and it's kind of like, and then he's using the ninja tech that he was kind of shamed for using early on while he was cheating. So it's kind of like, bruh, you know, I did all this training and shit, and here you are, my nigga. You the one using the ninja tech now. So it makes a whole lot more sense, and I'm glad they incorporated that within the anime itself, because when you read the manga and then right when you're looking into that, the whole Kakashi training with Kakashi, like in the deeper arc, in that, was that the Accuation arc, while he's, you know, training to fight deeper, you're seeing, like, that's when I realized, okay, now, because I reread this shit, and I'm kind of like, oh, it kind of makes sense, you clean it up, but it's kind of like, I didn't know if it was just me, you know, just trying to make an excuse for Boruto, but now that the anime actually did it themselves, it's kind of like, okay, there, now we can gap that bridge, my nigga. As far as Boruto, like, so they fugazed me right here, bro, because like now we're getting this to fight, and at first I'm saying like, all right, bro, all Boruto's doing is throwing Rasengans, vanishing Rasengan, and then he electrifies his kunai, right? So I'm like, no, they did not replace all that motherfucking jutsu that he knows in the manga for this motherfucking bullshit, right? Is that the electric style that we're supposed to see? Is that lightning style, my nigga? Like, get the fuck out of here. Until Naruto puts his, like, one of his Rasengans, shoves that shit in the ground, and then we see, okay, the water jutsu's coming out. Okay, and then he incorporates the lightning style. So I'm glad, like, it's like they teased you a little bit. At least they teased me, because I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, dog, come on, pimp. Don't fucking fall off right now, because I was talking all that shit. I was telling all these niggas, like, hey, bruh, it's about to get real, my nigga. Episode 181, this is where the shit turned the fuck up. And if they would have did something slight like that, if they would have, like, kind of took away a little bit of power from Naruto, or Boruto, I mean, because I don't know why, I would have been a little bit butthurt. I'm not gonna fucking lie, but it was redeemed because, you know, ends up doing this shit. And then we get towards after the match, right? Now we're having the conversation between Naruto and Boruto, where he's kind of like, yo, what the fuck? He was like, all right, first of all, the conversation was a bit extended. They added a little bit more pieces here and there, because when Boruto's first questioning Naruto about the whole little prosthetic hand, he was like, so you were using me as a guinea pig, blah, blah. He was a little bit more calm, cool, and collected. So I'm like, oh, they're cleaning this shit up, which kind of defeats the point I was trying to make earlier with his attitude in the manga being a little bit more, you know, temper tantrumish, especially early on in the series. And it's kind of like, oh, so like at this point I'm thinking, is the anime trying to clean up that whole appearance to begin with? Are they trying to like make Boruto this more mature character via the anime instead of the manga? Because I'm like, he's acting a little bit different, because in the manga he's a little bit straight up like, yo, what the fuck, dad, you a bitch. And in the anime it seems like he kind of matured, which Sasuke comes out the cut, redeems that point, because he even says it himself. He's like, oh, I thought you matured, because near the tail end of that conversation, Boruto starts going off on his dad. He's like, yo, what the fuck, dog, like all that bullshit you was talking. And then Sasuke enters the room and he says, oh, I thought you matured for a little bit, my nigga. So I was like, he got me too, because like I said, what the fuck? Because like because we've seen Boruto's character go through its ups and downs, which I appreciate. Like, and I don't mean that in like he's good, he's bad, he's good, he's bad. Like I don't like him, I dislike him. It's more so like he's more of I don't want to say an emotional roller coaster, but he's just like he's going through this thing. We see him actually develop in a realistic way, as far as like, rather than being, oh, he's a bitch, now he's cool, now he's, you know, it's kind of like he's going through that wave of emotion. Sometimes he's up, sometimes he shows his lack of maturity, sometimes he shows like, we see a lot of potential in Boruto, and I fuck with that. It's a very realistic way of life, way of development, right? It's not just like some steady incline, it's just, you know, it's a wave, which I do enjoy, because like I said, when I was watching the whole Kakashi training, it was kind of like, yo, he's already way more mature than he is in the manga right at this point. And then we see once again, oh, what the fuck, dad, you on that bullshit, here we go, blah, blah, blah. You know, which is, now we're on my final point, because like I kind of forgot how this little area went. I thought I was gonna see motherfuckers. I thought a nigga was gonna die this episode, but we probably gonna have to see that maybe in 2 episodes. I don't know. I thought a nigga was gonna get murked in this episode, but fuck it. On to point 9, the motherfucking outro. I fucked with the song. I actually do like the song. It's probably not some shit I'm gonna keep listening to, you know, in my daily life. But when that bitch, I might let the outro rock, you know. I might let the outro rock when I'm done watching the episode and shit. But as far as like daily life, I ain't singing that shit. I ain't gonna hear that shit. I do like it more than the other outros. But as far as the preview goes, now for me, and this is kind of my beef with the new outro. It's kind of like, sometimes I feel like the new intro, sometimes I feel as if the new intros kind of show too much. Like when they were showing Sarada and they were showing Sarada fight, what's her name, Delta and shit, in the most recent intro, not the new one now, but the one before this. They were showing all the fighting and all the Kara members in action and shit. As far as this outro, I felt like, the next episode preview, I felt like they went a little too far with showing Kashin Koji talking to Al. It's like, come on, dog, let the viewers be shocked that it's him. Because when you're reading the manga, there's no fucking manga preview at the end of the fucking chapters. You're reading the manga and you're kind of like, oh, what the fuck? Al? You know? And especially how they rolled it in with this generation. Like this, and the anime, they did such a well job of pumping up Al, like, oh, look at this redeemed motherfucker. If you don't read the manga, you probably think, god damn, this nigga, you know, haven't changed the heart. This nigga out here pimping and shit. Little half-body cyborg looking nigga. But especially him going through like all the village and the memorials and meeting Mujino and all that shit. To have him just back to back with Kashin Koji, a Kara member, it's not, I feel like they took away a lot of the, just like that shock factor. I wouldn't have added that shit. I would have just had them niggas, you know, oh, go talk to one of the elders, and you just have random ass clips. Just have the dialogue. You can have the dialogue, but you don't necessarily have to show Al being one of the motherfuckers that Kashin Koji's gonna talk to. It's kind of like, come on, bruh. But that's all I got today. Happy Sunday, my niggas. I missed this shit. I almost did a, see, look, I was so bored, I almost did a Jujutsu Kaisen video, but then I just realized that they're on break too, so we get Jujutsu Kaisen next week. I ain't gonna do no video on Jujutsu Kaisen, I just like to watch that shit. But, that's that, bro, niggas. Hope I see y'all soon again. Well, nigga, I'm gonna see y'all next Sunday, bro. Probably post another timeline video on Wednesday. Today's Monday? No, today's Sunday. Yeah, I do those things on Wednesdays now. Monday, I don't do shit, nigga, I'll be chilling. And that's that, my nigga. Happy Sunday, y'all. Let me know what y'all think about the motherfucking preview. Because, like, for me, I think they shouldn't have showed Al. And even in the intros before, when they're showing Kawaki walk through the village and shit, it's kind of like, yo, be easy, nigga, be easy. Don't show that nigga being up in the village and shit. Like, Show that nigga as a mother. Like, I'd rather y'all introduce Kawaki as a motherfucking criminal, like a motherfucking, like, who's going, like, cause you know how we seen him in the, like, the way beginning first episode. It's like him versus Kawaki. I mean, Kawaki versus Boruto. But then, like, you showing that nigga going around and walking around to the motherfucking village and shit. Like, I don't know, bro. That's the intro before this new intro. Like, let's just keep it what it is. Like, fuck it, nigga. Peace.